Hi guys, it's Ryan Stanton here. Welcome to the Benfleet Business Podcast. In this episode, I'm joined by the fantastic Carla Cunningham, and I was delighted to interview her last week and talk about her business, Bespokely Made Gourmet Popcorn. It's fantastic. Make sure you check her out on all the social media platforms. Just search for Bespokely Made Gourmet Popcorn. But in this episode, she talks about her journey, what her plans are, and all the recipes as well. I was lucky enough to have some samples from her, and they were delicious. But anyway, enjoy this episode. If you've got a business in Benfleet and you'd like to be interviewed, make sure you give me an email at ryancstanton@gmail.com. Enjoy it. Cool. So, Carla, thanks for coming on this podcast.
Thank you for having me.
No, you're welcome. You've been busy lately?
Yeah, we've just had Halloween, so I had quite a lot of orders through the Halloween half term for people getting gifts and the Halloween themed slabs and buckets for friends. And this week's been a little bit quiet where obviously everyone's been getting their kids back to school. So yeah, it sort of comes in waves.
Oh, fantastic. Now, Carla, I can't wait to talk about your business. It's very unique. I've been looking forward to this one. We had a little chat off camera, and thanks for sending me your samples as well. They were delicious, by the way.
Oh,
but you started your business this year. What did you do? What did you do before this?
So many moons ago, I worked up in London in an investment bank, and when I had my children, I come out of that and I completely retrained and I done beauty therapy.
Okay.
Just because I fitted around my children and school runs and being able to attend stuff. And then I wound my business down in 2019. Just because of the various different logistics of doing school runs and stuff, because both of my children go to school off of the island.
Yeah.
And but the popcorn side of things I'd been doing anyway. So it kind of freed me up to be able to do this.
Yeah. So was you self-employed before?
Yes. Yeah. I've done a bit of everything. I actually worked within a salon, and I'd done mobile one stage as well. And then I had a home salon as well. So a bit of everything.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah, so you're used to being a bit of an entrepreneur then. That's the best way of describing it. Fantastic. So how did you actually get into the popcorn side of things? It's very creative. Did you just sort of start naturally, or did you tell us a bit about that? How you got into it?
So it come around, when I had my youngest son, I started doing a few different like Groupons and things like that, where I was doing sort of cupcake making and things, making cakes, making all sorts of sweet treats, chocolate class things. And my eldest son, he got to an age where we weren't really doing like the little plasticky presents anymore. The children have got to an age where they've got a bit of independence, so I started buying them cinema tickets, because we've got a nice little independent cinema on the Canvas Seafront here. The cinema tickets were about £3 each, so I used to buy them a couple of cinema tickets and then make them popcorn. And it kind of went on from there.
Standard, no, fantastic. So you started off just doing your normal popcorn. How did you get into the flavours? Because obviously we'll talk more about it in a second what you do, but how did you get into sort of mixing it with chocolate?
No, it did start with flavours. So,
did it?
One of the first girls that I'd done a gift for, her absolute favourite was white chocolate and Oreo. So I'd done a white chocolate and Oreo popcorn, and then that kind of lent on from there. So once I'd done that, you kind of go, oh, what else can I make? What else can I put in it? And over the years, I've obviously tried just about everything in popcorn and worked out what works and what doesn't and what tastes best. And now it's led on to a full-on business. Oh,
fantastic. So look, you did the business this year then. Was it lockdown that sort of triggered you to do it? What was the reason behind it?
Yeah, so everyone had sort of obviously over the years, so I've been making the popcorn around sort of about 6 years. So over the lockdown, people kept sort of going, oh, you should sell it, you should do it. And lockdown had sort of given me the opportunity to actually sit down, look into it and see how viable it was as a business. In looking into it properly, I discovered that no one in the UK done chocolate coated popcorn, only the caramel flavoured popcorns like Joe and Seth's and a few of the other big brand companies that do it. So I realised that there was actually a hole in the market, that I could come along with a unique product. And so it gave me just the opportunity to see that it was sort of a viable business and to do all the research, because normally as mums do, you're normally running around here, there and everywhere, and you don't have a second to actually sit down and look. So yeah, it enabled me to do that.
So you was a bit of a home tutor, I take it, over lockdown, and a business person.
I discovered quite how bad and how little I at school. Luckily, I've got my eldest one is at a grammar school and he's quite clever. So he was assisting me with my younger one because, I realised that English and schoolwork is not my forte. I'll stick to chocolate popcorn.
No, fantastic. So how did you think of the name anyway? What made you come up with that?
Again, sort of something to describe what I was making. I do realise now that it's a bit of a mouthful. But yeah, it's sort of, because it's a unique product, you need a business name that actually describes what it is.
Yeah.
Obviously, if I was just to call myself Popped or sort of Bespoke Popped or something like that, it doesn't necessarily describe what it is. Same as the logo, having a logo where it actually shows a bucket of popcorn, it kind of gives you a bit of and that was it. That was sort of the sitting on the sofa and actually sitting down and looking into the background of logos and business names, and sort of again also finding a business name that was available, because obviously you don't want to have a business name that's too close to somebody else, even if they've the business itself has closed down. If that's closed down for a bad reason, you don't want to be associated.
You can inherit the name, exactly. The reputation.
Exactly, which wonderful if they've got a great reputation, but equally I'd much rather build my own reputation for my own product than sort of ride somebody else's reputation that they'd previously built. Do you know what I mean? It's
start from scratch is always the best way. Did it take you a while to think of the name, or was it quite a quick thing for you? Or
no, there was a few names, I can't remember them all now, but there was a few names that were bandied about, and obviously I'd done various different logo designs and things, and I kept showing my friends and family. I'd send them out to everyone on WhatsApp, and sort of they'd come back and sort of go yeah or no. So even down to like colours and things. Say I was one of the ladies that went out and bought a vinyl machine over lockdown as well, so that was actually quite a handy thing to do, because it meant that I'd understand that you want quite a simple logo. For if you want anything with your logo on, it's better to have a simple logo so that it doesn't cost you a fortune to have done, same as only having a few colours in your logo. Because otherwise it costs you an absolute fortune in everything. So
no, fantastic. So tell us a little bit about your flavours then, and what you offer, because obviously I've tried some of these, and I'll certainly give you my opinion on it in a second, but tell us a little bit about people that are watching.
So basically you would pick what size bucket you want. So I do 500ml party buckets, which say for kiddies parties, events. So we talked earlier before recording about weddings and things like that. I also do 2.5 litre buckets and 5 litre buckets. And then once you've picked what size, then you pick what base chocolate. So that would be milk, white, dark chocolate. I also have something called Calibo Gold, which is a caramelised white chocolate, Belgian chocolate. The ruby chocolate, which is pink in colour, and it has a bit of a fruity flavour to it. And then I also have some orange flavoured chocolates and also a cappuccino flavoured chocolate. Wow. So you have one basis, and then you pick whatever chocolate flavour you like. So, for example, like I spoke about earlier, so your Oreo biscuits or Lotus Biscoff biscuits, chocolate bars such as Snickers, Bounty, things like Ferrero Rocher, Maltesers, anything along those lines. One of the really popular ones has actually been the Calibo Gold, so the caramelised white chocolate with peanut brittle bars all chopped up and caramelised nuts through it. That is
making me hungry now.
Oh yeah, my house smells amazing when I'm doing all of my making.
No, brilliant. No, but thank you for you dropped off the samples to me, and I tried them all, and they didn't last very long. They were very, very tasty. I'm going to order some. I've got people that want to order some for their wedding next year as well. So I definitely recommend anyone who's checking this out to check out your website, your Facebook. What's the Facebook page?
It is Bespokely Made Gourmet Popcorn, and it has my logo as the picture on the screen, so it's easy to recognise. I believe if you just type in Bespokely and gourmet popcorn or gourmet popcorn, it also brings me up. Yeah. I'm sure we put a link on afterwards as well to help people find me. But
Absolutely.
that's what I find. Sort of once someone's tried it, then it's sort of one you can't put it down. It is very addictive.
Very Moorish, isn't it?
And once you've sort of tried a few flavours, you do kind of think, oh, what else can I have? That would be nice. And it kind of leads on.
So you're always thinking of new ideas, are you? Are you still trying to? Oh, it's never ending.
Forever. Especially, I follow quite a few different food bloggers and like foodie type places on Instagram and Facebook, so that as soon as all the new products get released to the market in various different shops, I get sort of notifications from those people, and it's great. So more recently, Terry's Chocolate Orange brought out their own version of Malteser, so which are called Orange Crispies, and they're very nice. So of course that was like, that would make a fantastic one, because say like I gave to you one of the milk chocolate Malteser popcorns. Obviously that done with Terry's Chocolate Orange melted through it, and then the crispy balls all the way through it as well.
Very nice. So,
yeah.
The M&M's one was nice as well. That was
that was Crispy's M&M's as well. So it's like a Rice Krispie type one as well. Again, very texture. Good.
No, so obviously I know you cover locally, especially in Benfleet, Canvey, etc. So what's the main areas you cover? Do you obviously deliver as well for people occasionally?
I do. So my children are actually at school in Southend. So during the week, I'm happy to deliver between Canvey and Shoeburyness. I also do cover from sort of Canvey the other way, but that would incur a very small sort of delivery fee just to cover my fees. Obviously, anyone is welcome to collect. My husband works from home now, so there's normally someone here to come and collect from instead, if that suits. And I have actually posted some out. I've done a few deliveries across the UK now. I think of 5 or 6 different deliveries across the UK. So also Royal Mail. So
no, absolutely. But no, I wish you the very best for your business. I mean, there's a lot of self-employed people that will be watching this as well. People that are thinking of creating their own, all different kind of fields. What would your advice be to someone that's going to start up in any kind of business?
I think the main thing is to sit and do your research. It's to find out if there's a hole in the market, or if it's not a hole in the market, is there enough demand to make it into a business? So one of the things from when I was doing my beauty therapy, there wasn't lots and lots of salon jobs available. So if you're training in something, you want to make sure that actually once you finish training in it and you've spent all the time, so with beauty therapy, for example, it's a good 3 years worth of training. You don't want to do all of your training, then find out there's no job to go to. So before you go and look into doing any form of training, make sure that there is actually a call for that. Yeah. Or whether you're prepared to set up a business and create your own clientele, your own customers for that. And to understand that it does take up a lot of time. So for me, for my business that I'm now doing, the popcorn, the actual making of the popcorn takes up a very small portion of my time. The rest of it is very much social media driven. Nowadays, you're not sort of walking into a shop and picking off of a shelf a lot of the time. So things like with my product, yes, I could do that, but then I'd be limiting down my customer base. So things like social media, being able to utilise that to be able to sort of appeal to the whole of Essex or the whole of the UK is amazing, but you have to be able to sort of put in the work for that and understand that you are a photographer, you're creating the sort of base product, but you have got to photograph it, you've got to put social media posts up about it, you've got to communicate with all your customers to be able to give them a quick response. And just basically the actual business itself is a very small part of like your product itself. Everything else takes up far more time, and it has been a lot like that. It's been, I say I have got a TikTok, but the TikTok is just, it is a whole nother thing. as long as you're not doing dancing, the business side, oh my goodness. And it is, you have to remember, so like I was saying, when you make the product, making the product's a small proportion of it. It's when you finish making the product and you think, forgot to do a video.
Yeah.
So it's
all about it's promotion, it's customer service, it's everything that you've got to keep going. So it's
but at the same point, it's very enjoyable because obviously you are getting to talk directly to your customers. So I do get the feedback directly to me. Whereas if my product was sitting on a shelf in a shop somewhere, I wouldn't be hearing from my customers. So it is really lovely to
get the direct feedback, don't you? Good.
Get the direct feedback, to get the photos, to get the see the social media posts or hear from other people. So like I was saying, the 5 litre buckets, they sort of generally tend to go to parties and sort of big family events and things like that. And I do cups and scoops and things to go with them. But they're generally the ones where I'll suddenly get a flurry of likes and things on my social media and get contacted by people where they'll say, I was at a party and oh my God, your popcorn. So sort of that side of things, it's really nice to be able to see like that side of things. So obviously from when I was doing it for parties and things for myself, when I was sort of taking it as a gift, it was lovely to be at the party and see people enjoy my product. So it's been a bit strange going across to actually selling it and just handing it off, and you might not hear what people think or whatever. Obviously no feedback's good feedback sometimes, so obviously that means that there's no problems, but at the same time you want to go, oh, so what did you think?
What was it?
That's it. When I used to attend parties, so like say I said to you before, instead of taking a bottle of wine, I'd take a bucket of popcorn and a stack of party cups and stick them on a table. And as soon as the drink starts flowing, obviously the buffet's normally sort of, people will pick at it and then someone will hit on the popcorn. And then all of a sudden they become like the popcorn dealer. And they're like dragging them over and going, have you tried this? And they're like dishing up cups and handing them out at the party. And then I'd be like randomly grabbed constantly throughout the night going, oh my God, have you met this lady? This is the popcorn lady. She's made the popcorn. If you try the popcorn, you need to try the popcorn. And it was like this, it is funny to be at a party where my product sat on the table because, that's it. The whole night you've got...
It's a good feeling. Yeah, no, definitely.
It's funny. Like, you've sort of got the people... Or the photos, when you watch the photos and videos back from parties and things, everyone's got a thing of popcorn. No matter how drunk they are, even if they've got a drink in one hand, popcorn in the other, and they're eating the popcorn without hand. It's hilarious to see.
That's the next one, beer popcorn.
Yeah. Well, I need to have like the party plates, where you sort of like have it all sort of stacked on the side, like like you see the ones where they've got the little wine glass attachment. I need a popcorn attachment onto party plates.
Oh, that's fantastic. I mean, where do you see the business going? Do you want to keep it nice and local? Is it a small thing you want to keep, or do you want it to sort of go out to supermarkets in the future? Have you got a vision with it?
Yeah, so I've obviously looked at how I could sort of scale up how I could scale up the business. So obviously at the moment I make everything by hand. Everything's done as you place an order. I make it to order. I will then contact you when it's ready to collect. I've actually got a Winter Wonderland booked on Canvey. I might have to come back to you on the date. I think it's the 11th of December.
Yeah, that's fine.
So that's my first event where I've got to make a lot of product first, and it's going to be on a stall. So I'm going to see how that goes. But yeah, sort of to scale the product up, it would be then buying sort of the chocolate tempering machines as opposed to tempering the chocolate by hand. So again, just sort of finding ways to be able to do it on a larger scale. So then you've got to look at sort of premises and things like that. But yeah, at the moment, because it's a completely unique product to the UK and most people haven't heard of it, I'm still working hard to get my name out there. And of course, as the demand grows, then I can reassess and see what my other options are and whether I need to get other premises or things like that.
Well, I wish you the very best of luck with it. And I just want to say to everyone watching, get yourself some popcorn. Christmas is coming up. I certainly know I'm going to get some for Christmas treats, 100%. Thank you very much. And I wish you all the best of luck.
Thank you very much. It's been lovely chatting with you.
And you, take care.